Akane and Arima, two girls, one guy. A love triangle we are oh so familiar with. Who's it gonna be? The bell pepper dancing machine with so much sass that would make your heart melt with her idle grooves, or the girl that reminded him of his mom and has the complementary talents that would have been useful to the ex-vengeful Aqua. Two girls, two separate personalities. Two girls where there are no right answers. One guy that wanted to yeet his dead father. Was it gonna be? Spoiler warning guys for Oshinoko, Season 2, Episode 11, Episode 22 overall, Freedom. The days of Aqua wanting to yeet his father is coming to an end. Or is it? It's about time his real daddy shows up because I'm sick of using this frame. Since daddy is out of the picture, it's time for the story to find some kind of closure for Aqua's next big decision. From fence sitting between Arima and Akane while we are waiting for Aqua to choose his Lady of Destiny, Ruby is waiting in the wings to replace Aqua's darkness. Lurking in Miyazaki, where the yeeting all started, an incredible Oshinoko story. The episode starts off where the last ended. Aqua is down for some old R&R after a months-long performances of Tokyo Blade is Up, where the B Komachi girls will shoot their first music video with their first original song, made by the same person that made the hits for the original B Komachi. This might be one of their first hits that make them turn into stars. Where the music video and the relaxation time is going to take place will be at the genesis of the Oshinoko story of the death of Amamiya Goro and Serena back in Miyazaki. Before the story gets closer to the darkness waiting for them in Miyazaki, Arima couldn't help but continue to feel hot and heavy for the happier looking Aqua. After months of hard work from acting and working on their projects, everyone is absolutely happy about getting some relief, and Arima surely wants to be Aqua's relief. Arima got the hots for Aqua and gets ready to go help Aqua shop for their vacation with the other B Komachi members and Miyako. Arima is in her room thinking about what kind of swag she wants to throw into the laps of Aqua. Should she go for cute, sexy, or the scrub I almost don't care for you look? There's nothing like some nice slice of life without the stress of investigating, stealing people's hairs, and finding out that you might just have to yeet a blood relative and its co-conspirators. This is the first time seeing Aqua get to be normal without that heavy burden on his shoulders. Arima shows up really late to meet up with Aqua in a coffee shop. Aqua is nice enough to buy a nice heart-shaped latte for his nice fiery side lady. Look at Aqua. Now he could just be your average playboy getting a 2-for-1 special. As it is time to pay for the coffee, Arima's totally like, screw this equality bullshit. Pay for my shit, Aqua, just like that couple. And so Aqua obliged. She didn't actually say any of that, but Aqua does his gentlemanly duties and pays for the bill. And Arima goes full bell pepper on us. Arima gets more into her own head as Aqua picks the color of her glow stick for the suitcase he needs to buy, as white represents the fans of Arima. Aqua is over here gaming Arima up at each and every step of their shopping date, errands. Aqua does more boyfriend type of acts by helping carry Arima's handbag. And just as Aqua tries to end the night after a long day of dates, errands, Arima slides in that she is hungry. And when a lady gets hungry, she actually gets hangry if she doesn't want her errands be finished just yet. Aqua offers her some meat. They go to a restaurant that typically needs reservations, and of course, Aqua thought way ahead of time about some meat as he tells the hostess that he already has reservations for two for Oshino. Arima goes buck wild as she doesn't know if she should be floored or angry at how amazingly good Aqua is at treating a lady to a good time, like he's some old 30-year-old something rich man that has been on plenty of dates. It's natural for a guy with some sense to be thoughtful, kind, and think about their side lady and how she would feel. Arima feels red in the face that Aqua can be so thoughtful, but Arima brings up an uncomfortable subject. What about Akane? What about Akane? With the stress of relief of his supposed father already kicking the bucket, Aqua is starting to feel at ease with the idea that he can accept a romantic relationship that might just be with Akane or Arima. Arima even gets Aqua to smile, which is really out of character for him, and if anything, seems even creepier. But Arima is getting bell pepper redder for your boy Aqua, as this might be as close as she'll ever get to Aqua's meat. Bro drops his side chick off back to her place, and Arima is absolutely stunned, thinking Aqua was going to dine and clap cheeks. But your boy was only getting ready to go on another date with his main chick. So clearly the first half of the episode is going to the next step in Aqua's development, where he needs to choose essentially between Arima and Akane, and it's just a really slice of life dating kind of scene that's in most kind of animes. And we get to see Aqua just be like this normal kind of guy that's on a date with a girl. So for Aqua, he's ditching this whole motivation to go kill his father because to him he thinks is dead. So the next big thing for his character development is just relationship related. It's gonna be that kind of episode, a love triangle. Aqua is pondering to himself what he should do with someone like Akane, as he was just trying to use her all of this time. She has a special ability to cleverly, creepily get insight into people that he himself and also what he doesn't even realize about himself, even as a previously 30-plus-year-old man cannot see or do. Should Aqua continue to string along our young, almost yeeted herself Akane? Or should he let her be happy, at least from his eyes? But what if being happy means being happy with Aqua or Akane? I mean, a girl that's down to yeet someone with you is a different kind of breed of lover. And a lady playing pretend lovers with you can only keep up the facade for so long if they didn't actually like you somewhat in the first place. Aqua offers Akane to come on the trip with her to talk things over, but anyone with some sense knows that that's some breakup kind of talk. So Akane gets Aqua to skip the bullshit and talk to her straight like a real murderer in the making man would. They ponder over their half of a year fake relationship since Love Now. Aqua tells her that he doesn't want to tie her down with a relationship that isn't even real. But if we all know what Ai Hoshino said in the very first episode, maybe, just maybe, what's fake can be real. It's a whole fake it till you make it, in this case, a relationship. And Akane might even be down to fake it all the way into some with Akane walking up the stairs in her hair blowing in the wind. Her special ability to see through people and come to highly probable and truthful conclusions knows no bounds, as she asked if she was useful to Aqua. This entire time, Akane acknowledged that Aqua has been using her, as she can tell just how cunning Aqua is, but she has always been okay with it because maybe something fake now can be real later, like yeeting. Akane took Aqua to the very spot where Aqua saved her and hugs him from behind with some lovey-dovey, blushing, making your heart flutter like that one time Akane almost yeeted herself. Come on, bro, when you save a girl's life, that is such an unforgettable act. And especially by a handsome man that would get any girl moist forever. Akane knew from that point on when Aqua saved her, and when he kissed her on set, that Aqua wasn't just doing it for his secret yeeting desires. He did it because he's actually a kind-hearted good guy with a little dark edge. It's just the right kind of balance that girls like. Not too nice of a guy, and one that might just yeet a person. That sounds about right, right ladies? As Akane hugs Aqua, she tells him about his good guy qualities and starts to confess further about her feelings for Aqua. That she is okay with being romantically involved with Aqua and is okay with Aqua blushes while Akane confesses and says that Akane is just following for his murderous two-timing swag, but Akane has had enough with his dodginess and that he probably thinks a relationship is all about body heat to body heat, slippery consequences. Aqua asks Akane if she even has real feelings for him, and of course she does. Or does she? Because of her weird reaction of not knowing for sure, Aqua tells Akane he's never felt a confident romantic desire from her to him, but Akane explains that she is just really inexperienced and has never dated a guy before to even make sense of her feelings and experiencing this situation for the very first time, which is kind of odd for a person that has such great deductive capabilities. And this is probably why I like the Akane and Aqua relationship more. Arima is more of the sassy, typical archetype waifu. So that entire first half of the episode, it really is typical. But when we get to the Akane and Aqua relationship, they really do have a unique relationship in terms of Akane understanding Aqua's darkness and accepting him and remain romantically involved with him. And at the same time, Aqua still has those good guy qualities, even though he was just using her. But she's okay with it. That is really, really unique and very, very deep, in a way that most of us think is kind of weird. But at the same time, for the story, this makes it a special kind of relationship that really is unique. That's the only way I can put it. Akane reassures Aqua of her interest in him and still hammers home that she wants to be of help to Aqua. If it ain't about yeeting his father, then what could it be? I think that's actually gonna be in the next season. Akane continues to show why I'm pro Akane Aqua ship as she brings up the time Aqua told her about wanting to yeet someone in the show business. While she is okay with breaking up, she still wants to be the shoulder he can lean on, which is basically a roundabout excuse to still remain romantically involved with Aqua. I mean, a girl's not saying any of this or giving you the time of day if she isn't somewhat into you. Like we learned from the previous episode, Aqua reveals everything about his situation besides the specific details of the exact people of everything that led up to Aqua quitting, wanting to yeet his father, like gathering DNA evidence of over 100 people and spending an absorbent amount of money just to figure out who he is related to. But most importantly, Aqua feels a sense of relief that he now can just focus on himself and enjoy acting. In a moment that should have been of joy and relief, turned into a moment of incredible mystery with the darkest of vibes as Akane quickly ended their conversation to go home. That really was abrupt. It should have red alarm, Aqua. Akane has come to the realization that can't be as simple as Aqua puts it. With Aqua's father apparently suiciding with his wife that happened during a specific period of time, and Aqua didn't investigate any further. He just took what he was told at face value. As in Akane's perspective, and really most of us, it's still highly probable that his father is still alive, but Akane knows that Aqua naturally wants that relief of not feeling like he needs to seek revenge, because wanting to yeet someone is really tiring. Akane is such a deductive genius, and this young, I will help you yeet lady genius is the shoulder that she will use for Aqua to lean on. Then we continue the prelude to Dark Ruby as she goes to visit her mother's grave as Ruby is talking to her mother, Ai's grave, about their upcoming trip to Miyazaki, where it all started and how Aqua seems to be somehow happy again. And then, of course, a stupid crow has to start chirping to show some foreshadowing of darkness. As Ruby starts humming away, leaving Ai's grave, a man with a bouquet of flowers walks by with some sunglasses on and reveals that the person walking by him is Ruby Hoshino, a girl that grew up to be a beautiful lady. And as the scene winds down, he reveals to Ai Hoshino's grave that of course she is beautiful, because she is our child. This episode is all about tying up some loose ends from Aqua's point of view, giving some closure for his next big decision, romantic wise. But at the same time, this leaves the door open that we can all assume that Aqua will find out that his father is still alive and he'll go back into being a murderer in the making. But in the meantime, it looks like we're still continuing this shift from main character Aqua, eventually concluding his romantic relationship for this Dark Ruby that's slowly gonna figure out some things in Miyazaki, because that's just where all the darkness happened. This episode is really just your typical slice of life episode where really the climax is between Aqua and Akane. They have the most interesting kind of relationship. It's not every day you're in a relationship with someone and you know their deepest, darkest secrets. That isn't your typical deepest, darkest secrets. And both are kind of okay with it. And it's not like I don't like Arima's character, but she is simply that sassy girl archetype waifu that most main characters go for. So having Akane start off as that character that wanted to yeet herself and turning into a romantic interest of Aqua's. And I love how in episode 1 of Ai Hoshino, while her whole deal was basically faking it until you make it, in the sense that she doesn't feel real love, but she wants to pretend like she does because eventually she will feel it at the end. And that is basically Akane and Aqua's relationship. And that's what makes that dynamic so interesting. And then you have the obvious love triangle with the Rima, which is always a fun plot element. And the fact that the character Akane, and she's directly tied somehow to the revenge plot of how it relates to Aqua's father, and whatever potential revelations that come from that, that's gonna be more tied in with Akane rather than Arima, who right now is a lot more distant from everything that's happening with the revenge stuff. Selfishly, the Akane and Aqua relationship just makes for a more interesting story. And this is the beginning of the end for what Aqua would do romantically in picking between Arima and Akane. But it would be a new beginning for these characters Akane and Arima and Aqua. Once Ruby gets to start her arc, it should be an exciting one, but one we'll probably have to wait another year for. But right now, let's just enjoy how the season will end. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode from your typical slice of life and building into this dark moment between Akane and Aqua, and making the audience, if they had any doubts, confirm their doubts that Aqua's father is really dead. And I love that this episode still concluded with this dark looming thing hovering over them in Miyazaki, and with their real father showing up and actually looking like them. I think the anime just did a really good job of covering this part in the manga, and how it concluded with Ruby and Aqua's father showing up at Ai's grave is just a perfect cliffhanger. And of course, you gotta have the crows. How many times are we gonna see crows with foreshadowing of darkness? So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Oshinoko Season 2, Episode 11, GU. I would love to know. And after this season is over, I'm trying to catch up even more further in Oshinoko. It seems to be one now that I want to continue reading. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode and everything up until this point. And do me a favor, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. And I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.